Hey guys, how's it going? Justin here with Keystone Mountain Outdoors. Today what we're doing is something that I've wanted to do for years, and that's suppress my AK-74. So this is my Arsenal SLR 104FR. This is a 545 by 39 pattern AK-74M rifle. The tan furniture is what came on it from the factory. The other things that have really changed on this was I put one of those US Palm replica grips. I think this is by Tango Down, and then I have a ALG AKT trigger, and then I have the Krebs custom safety on it. Up here at the muzzle is what we're primarily going to be talking about today. I screwed my dead air Nomad on here. So suppressing an AK is something that's not super easy to do. The big challenge is the threads. Most of the time they're threaded odd thread pitches, and they're also threaded unconcentrically. So if you screw a traditional suppressor on there, a lot of times you're going to have issues with baffle strikes because if it's out a little bit over the course of a suppressor, it could induce a baffle strike and stuff like that. So yeah, today what we're going to do is suppress this and talk about how I suppressed it and everything like that. So without further ado, let's go head out to the range and let's shoot this thing a little bit. And then we'll come back and I'll go over how I did it. So. As you could hear, it actually sounded pretty decent. I would say that this thing suppressed comparable to like an AR-15, a 5.56. 545 by 39 is ballistically similar to a 5.56. I know some people might have a problem with that statement, but it's similar. It's close to the same ballistics. But yeah, so it actually suppressed pretty well. I thought it did better than 5.56. Like shooting it with the Nomad, I didn't experience any gas in my face, and I kind of thought I don't have a adjustable piston in this at this particular moment in time. But yeah, so it's all factory internals other than the trigger. But yeah. It actually suppressed pretty well. There wasn't a lot of gas coming back in my face. A lot of that might be attributed to the long stroke piston. But yeah, it didn't do too bad. Now, let's talk about how I did it. So this is my dead air Nomad, and if I take it off, what you'll see under here is, takes a minute, but yeah, this is the JMac Customs. They call this the RRD-2C. This is the 24 by 37 variant. So it's threaded the 24 millimeter metric thread pitch that the Arsenals are threaded as far as like the thread pitch here internally. But it's a 2-port brake, and it has external threads on it for the 1.375 by 24 thread pitch, which is what's kind of becoming an industry standard. The Dead Air Nomad Energetic Armament Vox, the new YHM Resonator R2s, Turbo 2s, and the K variations, as well as a bunch of other suppressors, are threaded this thread pitch. So it's pretty cool that that JMac Customs is making this. They make it in 1/2 28 or 5/8 24 if you want to run it on a standard gun, but they also do make it in the 14 and 24 millimeter metric thread pitches that AKs are commonly threaded. So I installed this. Now it does shim off of the face of the barrel, off the crown. It doesn't shim off of the shoulder. So that's one thing that is kind of tricky. Mounting it and shimming it up can be a little bit of a challenge. Mine actually didn't require any shimming at all. Like it screwed on, and once I torqued it down, it was pretty much perfectly oriented. You could just screw this into your suppressor and then direct thread it on and not have to worry about timing it. But if you ever want to shoot the gun unsuppressed, it's nice to leave this muzzle brake on here. So yeah, it just screws back on like that. It does take time. It's similar to direct threading a can on, but what's nice, whenever you take this off, you have the brake to shoot it with. Now, shooting it with the brake itself, without the can, it is a pretty concussive 2-port brake. Now, I shot it, it was daylight, it was like 60 degrees outside, pretty nice day, so I didn't really see too much flash. but I guarantee you if you shot this thing in the dark, it would produce a pretty nasty fireball. The concussion that was coming off of it, even as the shooter and as the bystander, because I let my girlfriend shoot it a little bit, and I videoed it. But yeah, it was pretty concussive. The break is nasty. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be shooting this with the can on it from now on. So yeah, this is my Arsenal SLR 104 FR. It's a AK-74M pattern rifle. Like I said, I haven't really modified anything other than the trigger, a different safety, and a different grip. And then now the muzzle device here and screwing the suppressor on it. So a lot of people will complain that AKs are overgassed, and it might be. I'm not exactly sure. I haven't really kind of reviewed much of the footage or anything like that. But as a shooter and as a bystander, I didn't really experience much gas. And these things are a little bit overgassed to begin with. So I'm sure it was really chucking that brass once you screwed, or excuse me, the steel cased ammo, once you screwed the suppressor on it. But there wasn't any gas in the face like you would get with an overgassed AR. So I may end up getting like a K&S piston for it. I'm not exactly sure. I don't know if that's really needed because like I said, it wasn't bad. I didn't have any failures, any failure to ejects, any double feeds, anything like that. The suppressor didn't induce any failures, so and I didn't get any gas in the face, so I don't really know if it's worth it to tune this thing and put an adjustable piston on it, because I kind of want to leave this rifle close to factory. Now, this is like my rifle and I've had it for like 3 years, and I don't really plan on selling it anytime soon, but if you guys know anything about the SLR 104 FRs, they're kind of hard to come by. I purchased this thing new a few years ago with the Desert Tan furniture, and I'm kind of a fan of flat dark earth, so that's why I kind of left it this way. But yeah, I purchased this new a few years ago, and now they're really hard to come by. I've seen people selling the SLR 104 FRs online for like $2,000, which MSRP was like a little over $1,000. So yeah, these things definitely appreciated a little bit. They're kind of a rarity. So I don't want to fully modify it. I don't want to chop the barrel and get it re-threaded or anything. Not that I plan on selling it anytime soon, but you know, you never know. So in kind of going over how I got it to work, I installed the JMac Customs brake on here. I timed it properly, and then I screwed on my Dead Air Nomad, and then I basically checked it with a bore alignment rod. Now, being that this is a 5.45 rifle and it's a 30 cal can, you do have a little bit of room for variancy there. You could have it be a little bit out and still work because the suppressor is a larger diameter than the projectile that you're shooting through it. Now, if this was a 7.62 by 39 rifle, I'm not sure that it would exactly work. You may run into issues there. So you definitely have to make sure that you check with a proper bore alignment rod. So yeah, some other options to suppress your AK-74, or just AK in general, would be the Dead Air Wolverine, which is a great suppressor. It's more of an AK kind of dedicated suppressor. It kind of, they work around a lot of the issues that the AKs have. But I don't have a Wolverine yet, and I really like my Nomad, and I figured I'd give this JMac Customs thing a try. And again, I can't stress enough, make sure you check it with a bore alignment rod before shooting it, because if it's out, you're going to experience a baffle strike. It could be an end cap strike, it could be it could damage several of the baffles. So yeah, make sure you check it with the bore alignment rod. But being that I was able to use the Nomad, I was able to not have to get a special suppressor or anything like that, and kind of get the best of both worlds with it. So yeah, again, as far as performance, it didn't do too bad. I thought it sounded a hair better than a 5.56. You know, shooting a couple rounds through it with the Nomad wasn't bad. Like, my ears weren't ringing, but if I was shooting it all day, I would probably wear ear protection. I would probably suggest you guys wear ear protection. Now, my ears are a little less sensitive, I guess, than most people's. Maybe that's because I've been shooting ever since I was a little kid, and I have a construction job and stuff like that. So maybe I'm used to the louder noises, but I never think that 5.56 sounds god-awful suppressed, at least with my cans and my hosts. But yeah, this thing sounded pretty good, and I honestly liked it. Pretty much it here. Arsenal SLR 104 FR suppressed with the Dead Air Nomad and the JMac Customs. I think it's RRD-2C 24 by 37 brake. So guys, thanks for watching the video. If you guys enjoyed this content, definitely give us a thumbs up. I appreciate all the support that's been coming into the channel. As always, remember to train hard, shoot fast, and most importantly, be safe. God bless, guys.